Bitcoin hoodie guy coming back with another Kaspa video. Before we get into it, could you please Mike Tyson the like and subscribe button? We're dressed up nice. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Well, hey, I thought we are supposed to stay over 20 cents. I know some people saying we might pull back to 18 cents. Kaspa's kind of ranging in a 4 or 5 cents, went up to 15 cents, kind of pulled back to 10 cents, 18 cents, like back to 13, 14 cents. But here we are. We did slip down to 22 coin market cap. We're down about 5%, a little bit more than some of these other projects, but hey, that's fine. We had a nice run up. We went up when everyone else was going down. So Polygon Matic slipped back above us. That's okay. I do think if KRC20s come online before the next run up, that could push us up behind Chainlink and DOT, in my opinion. Some of the unemployment data in the United States came out. The unemployment rate is ticking up. So pretty soon, the Fed's going to have to do something. Right here, you can see that it's estimated on the Fed Watch tool that they might, about a 30% chance that they'll do 50 basis points. So we'll see. The current target range is right there. And also the job data came in, didn't add as many jobs. Thought they expected like 160 or 70,000 jobs. It's only 117,000 jobs. Meanwhile, Kaspa is doing what Kaspa does, and you can see that spending more time over 600 petahashes. You can see sometimes there's some big swings. It could be some guys getting setting up their new operation. You can see that it got up to 648 petahashes. Zoom out, man, this looks beautiful. And since I've been covering it in August, 50 petahashes, it's done a 12x. The price will catch up. You can see, I know that Doge and Litecoin are merge mined, but individually, Kaspa is pretty close to overtaking Doge, and I haven't checked that the last couple of days. So when Kaspa was over 20 cents, it might have actually had more revenue generated there. And I don't think this counts the fees like with Bitcoin when it had the runes those couple of days when the runes first came out and it was making millions of dollars for the miners. I don't think that was shown here. But wallet number 9 is still buying another 500,000. That's about 100 grand. Wallet number 9, I know some people think that it could be an exchange, kind of slowly loading up. You can see yesterday 500,000, day before 800,000. Excuse me. Actually, that's 800,000 plus 350,000 and 1.3 million. 700,000 the day before, 400,000, 800,000. You can see that the balance is just going up, and it's not officially linked to anyone yet, but we're over 401,000 addresses, so that's looking nice. Probably 150 to 200,000 real people because a lot of people have multiple wallets. So over here, you can see the hash rate. The price will catch up. It did, but it's still kind of due because it's really went more parabolic on the hash rate than the price. You can see about 97%, so we're getting closer there. Over here, the Pi Cycle top indicator, I know I've shown it. This is my favorite one. It used to be Look Into Bitcoin. Now the website is Bitcoin Magazine Pro. So I had trouble finding it the last couple times because it's a different URL. But I like this one. You can go right here and you can kind of zoom in. You can see that that eventually this orange line should hit the green line, maybe even pass it. It's the 111-day moving average plus the 350-day moving average times 2. And this Pi Cycle top indicator has called, that's a couple tops. Whoops. So Bitcoin Magazine Pro. And so here you can see that on the last time, it didn't really get that second top. So here it didn't get that, here's the 2021 May, it didn't get that second one in November. But a lot of the metrics, a lot of the metrics on the terms of the volume on exchanges it only peaked out in May, didn't peak out in November. Same thing with Google Trends. So but the YouTube views for YouTubers is still chugging along. So this could be one indicator, one tool in the toolbox, depending on what you're doing. Nothing new since Casplex announced that they're working there on testnet 10, trying to get everything going. Yeah, you got Japan stock market plunging the worst since 2016. Then you got MicroStrategy trying to raise 2 billion more to buy Bitcoin. Government maybe sold 10,000 Bitcoin, maybe transferred it to a different wallet. We don't know. So, um, Leroy, thanks for tuning in. It's got to be exchange. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people are on that same page. A lot of people think that wallet number nine's an exchange. Has slowly been buying. Let's dive deeper back into that. Let's look back to their first transaction when they started loading up. Now they've sent out 12 Kaspa and 50 Kaspa. It looks like that's all that's been sent out and test. And then 100 Kaspa, then 12 out, 100 Kaspa, then 50 out. And then since then, it's just been 5 million, 12 million. And that started on, what was that, March 4th? So basically, slowly throughout the year, they just been loading up 10 million here, 5 million there, 10 million there, and they're up to 184 million, pretty close to becoming the eighth largest wallet. So slowly buying up all year long, not one big buy, one big, they're just slowly, if you're really trying to load up and you're doing it over a long period of time, then you don't have to, you're not going to pop the price. If Binance just came in and just loaded up and got us all they needed for the liquidity today, then it'd really pump the price up. But you can see that just slowly buying 500,000, 800,000, $100,000, $67,000, $260,000. They're just putting a little bit of here and there, and it's adding up. And so, yeah, a lot of people think it's probably an exchange. Nothing's confirmed, but I mean, it's, that is, KRC20 is a huge catalyst coming, but it's really hard to imagine that these tier one exchange listings like Coinbase and Binance, which are the two biggest top dogs, will not list a decentralized project like this. That all these other lower tier exchanges with less resources. Look how much resources Coinbase has. They have their own layer two that doesn't even have a token because they don't need it because they have a lot of money. They're publicly traded. They're making a lot of money. It kind of shows that a layer two can exist, and you got Matic and all these other layer twos that have their tokens and stuff. The teams need to get money so they can keep pushing development. Coinbase doesn't need that. So to think that Coinbase just needs some big fee or otherwise they can't list it, when you got $150 million traded, and if KRC20s come out and it pumps up even further, you might see $300 million traded in a day. That really piques the interest because at the end of the day, they want projects that are people are buying and selling, and they're making a lot of money, on the trading fees. And so it's just really hard to imagine that it's not going to get listed on there. I guess I mean Ton's risen pretty high up without either of those two listings, which shows what's possible without that. Now I think Caspa is a little bit different because Telegram is a big company that's behind Ton, so um, that is a little bit different, I think. But it's really shows how high something can go without Bitcoin or without Coinbase or Binance. But I really find it hard that they're not going to get listed on that. When I don't know, they're probably not going to list at the exact same time, and maybe it's next year. But it's just really hard to imagine that they're not going to get listed there. 184 million in 4 months is crazy. Morning, Davey. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so that ninth wallet, 184 months. Yeah, so yeah, 4 months. Yeah, I was thinking in 4 months they've got 184 million, and slowly doing it so that they're not. You just buy like, see what's how many Caspa's really been trading. So this is a lot higher trading volume. Some days there's only 15 or 30 million dollars. So potentially today, like if you bought 5% or 10% of the trading volume, you could buy quite a bit, maybe not move the market too much, but These guys are taking their time, slowly building up their pile. They're not just FOMOing in, and they know that once it gets listed on Binance, it could jump up to 40 cents, 50 cents, 80 cents pretty quickly. There's a lot of people that aren't horsing around with, Bybit or Gate.io or KuCoin or Uphold or MEXC, or using swaps like ChangeNow.io. If it's on Binance, they buy it. If it's on Coinbase, they buy it. If it's not, they're not buying it. So we'll get that liquidity. We'll tap into that. When, I don't know, but you can see that most likely in September they're going to be lowering interest rates, and maybe it's 50 basis points. I don't know, but unemployment's going up, less jobs. We have a lot of things. Everything's pretty much seems like a perfect storm right now. Hash rate's growing, more computers coming online. The market's kind of going sideways, coiling up, and you have KRC20s getting worked on in the background, tier one exchange listings, KII working on their type of initiatives. So a lot of good stuff going on. Yeah, Leroy, I need to go camping again so that we can pump up to 30 cents. Once one exchange buys, it's going to be harder for the others to add because of the price increase. You won't think they'll have to. Would think they want to be first to market. That's a good point, Davey. Once Binance lists it, I think sometime though, the first exchange is trying to kind of go under the radar. But for Coinbase, even at some point, yeah, because once the biggest pump will probably, I mean, it's really between Coinbase and uh, Binance. I think there'll be other exchanges. You can get like crypto.com and Gemini and Kraken and OKX, things like that will help pump it. But in the end, they can still make money on it. So I think the first one wants to slowly do it and get as much liquidity as possible. And maybe Coinbase and Binance are both buying in the background. If they're smart, they would be. And then they'd make money off of that initially once it gets listed. But either way, they're still going to be buying, they'll still be making money on the trading volume and the trade fees. So they'll still be getting theirs. But that's a good point. So yeah, you think they'd want to be first to market, but they're not rushing it. And so who knows? They could maybe be waiting for this Rust rewrite to be completely done, which is pretty much almost 97% right now. So it's exciting times. Happy Friday. That's all I got for today. Number 9 wallet still accumulating. There's a lot of volatility on the daily with this, but when you zoom out, the price is going up. You zoom out, the hash rate's going up, and there's going to be a lot of bullishness, and we're going to have a good year, in my opinion. So thanks for watching. Have a good day. Stay bullish.